Hello, it's Jeremiah again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect egg salad. First of all, for this recipe, you're going to need a dozen hard-boiled eggs, a pound of bacon, some diced onion and garlic, good quality mayonnaise, I prefer light, diced up parsley, some crushed red pepper, paprika, salt and pepper. And for my taste, instead of sweet relish, I'm going to use half of a dill pickle, which I'll show you what to do with it later on. First thing we're going to do with the bacon, once we pull it out and put it on a cutting board, I'm going to grab my knife and I'm going to just cut it like so. The point of cutting the bacon up like that is so that when it fries, we'll end up with even-sized crumbles at the end. Now that all the prep work is done, get yourself a non-stick pan. Put your stove on at medium to high heat. Pour in about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. For a non-stick pan, depending on which brand you have, it's best to not use metal cooking utensils. So what I got here is an example of a plastic turner, a spatula, and a spoon. I'm going to be using the turner. Spread our oil out. Pan's getting hot, so I'm good and ready to put in our diced onion and garlic. Normally I would put a pinch of salt in the pan, but I'm going to be using the bacon, so that kind of takes care of it for us. Alright, ready to put the bacon in. Be sure to break up the slices that we made and stir often. In a previous video, I showed you how to make a carrot and cucumber salad. Well, I'm going to do the same thing with the pickle that I did with the cucumber. I will leave the skin on, but I'm going to cut it in half. And with a teaspoon, I'm going to scoop out the seeds. For this recipe, I'm only going to use half of a pickle, but if you like more, feel free to use the other. Or just enjoy the other half like this. So now take our half a pickle, and we're going to cut it lengthwise. Turn them the opposite way, and dice. You can dice it as thick or as fine as you want. And I've ended up with about 2 to 3 heaping tablespoons of diced dill pickle. Alright, getting back to our bacon, we can do one or two things. You can get yourself a bowl, put some paper towels in it, set it off the side like I'm going to do. Or you can take the bacon when it's done, it's poured through a strainer to get rid of all that extra grease. Remember to keep turning the bacon. We want it to be good and golden brown. Alright, the bacon's done, so we'll go ahead and grab our slotted spoon, shake off any excess fat and grease, and put in our plate with the paper towels. We'll go ahead and take another couple towels, put them on top, and give it a good pat. Alright, let's get back to our eggs. You can put them in a food processor or mash them with a fork, but I like a good potato masher. So let's tuck in. Texture here is pretty important. You can make it as coarse as you want. I like my egg salad a little bit chunky. If you use a food processor, just be careful not to pulse it too long. Or if you do like it a little bit finer, more of like a whipped egg salad, that's fine too. Just make it whatever texture that you prefer. Alright, we'll go ahead and drop our bacon in. I went ahead and switched to a fork so I could stir the bacon in and not mash up the egg anymore. Went ahead and added our pickle. Stir it in as well. Depending on how creamy you like your egg salad, I find that for a dozen eggs, about 8 ounces or a cup of mayonnaise should do the trick. Start squeezing some in. It's really key to add a little bit of mayonnaise as you go, because you can easily drown your egg salad. So just add a little bit, stir it in, add some more. Alright, ready to add some more. Keep on mixing. Start from the outside, work your way towards the center while spinning the bowl. Alright, I added my third and last amount of mayonnaise, which I think I ended up with about 6 ounces worth. Alright, I'm adding some parsley, which actually I bought fresh from the grocery store. I minced it up and I put it in the fridge, but I left it uncovered, that way it could dry out and it doesn't wilt. Okay, for sanitary purposes, I've got myself a set of spoons here that as I have my seasonings, I'm going to go ahead and taste a little bit with one spoon, put that in the sink, grab another spoon after I've added some more seasonings, and go from there. That way I'm not using the same spoon, putting it back into whatever you're making. Put some crushed red pepper in there, just for a little bit of spice. I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of some paprika. Give this a stir. Give it a bit of a taste. If you happen to notice while you're adding your seasonings, it starts to thicken up and start to dry out a little bit, get some more mayonnaise and put that in there. Another quick taste. Okay, now we're ready to start adding some salt and pepper. Grinding up some pepper. Dusting in a little bit of salt. Mix her up good. One last taste. Alright, we're all ready to go. Just remember to taste as you season. Don't over salt it because people can always add a little bit more salt on their own. You could serve it like this, put a little extra parsley, maybe a little paprika for a presentation, put it on a platter, have some chips or crackers, or make a stunning egg salad sandwich. So, thanks for watching my videos. You can visit me at my Facebook page, which is noted in the description underneath the video. So, looking forward to making the next video. Till then, take care.